Microsoft's .NET framework was upgraded to version 4.5 in late 2012. Here are some of the new features that you might find useful in your ASP.NET websites. First of all, the .NET framework now supports a new coding model for executing asynchronous HTTP requests, where you send off a request, and then the main thread of your code can continue executing while the request is processed on a remote server. When the response comes back, it's up to you to write the code to process that response. In the past, HTTP requests and responses had to be written as separate methods. But now there are two new keywords called await and async that are implemented in both C# and Visual Basic. Here's how it looks in C#. You mark any method that's going to make an asynchronous call with the async keyword, and then you place the await keyword before any method that you're calling that will be asynchronous. This will result in pausing your code and waiting for the response to come back. This is an alternative to writing callback methods, separate methods that will be called as an event handler. It results in more coherent, readable code. You can still do the same things as before, making calls to remote servers, but now the code is cleaner and easier to read. This same feature is commonly used in Windows 8 store apps, applications that run in the new Start screen on Windows 8 and Windows RT. ASP.NET 4.5 also has features that are unique for web processing. These include request validation features, the ability to defer validation of a request, and the ability to support unvalidated requests, giving your ASP.NET websites much more flexibility in how they interact with the rest of the computing world. There's also now support for WebSockets, a particular kind of communication over the Internet that's a little bit different than HTTP. Check the ASP.NET 4.5 documentation for details of all of these new features. There are also features that are targeted at the mobile world, including a new bundling and minification tool. These tools can be used to combine multiple JavaScript and CSS files into a single compressed download. This is particularly useful when you're building a website that's optimized for a mobile device, where the size of the files you're downloading can significantly affect performance. The smaller the download, the faster the perceived response on the mobile device. And there are new enhancements for web form pages. These include strongly typed data controls, better data model binding to visual controls such as data lists, HTML encoded data binding expressions, and a variety of updates to support the generation of HTML5 tags. All of these features and more are described in this web page on the ASP.NET website. Take a look at the documentation on that website for all of the information about what you can do now in ASP.NET 4.5.